Hi, this is a post-workout yoga stretch. Super good for after a run, after any activity. It really targets all the muscle groups and gets everything stretched out that you would need. Hello, let's get this stretch started in a downward facing dog. Have the fingers spread nice and wide, pushing into the mat. Strengthening through the arms, up the back, down the legs, breathing deep. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Hands to the mat, gaze long in front of you. Really stretching out through the leg, keeping that knee bent at 90 degrees. Great job. Really engaging here. On an exhale, drop the back knee down for a low lunge, taking a moment to square off the hips before exhaling and deepening that stretch, using the hands to gently guide the leg. You're not pushing here. Keeping the breath nice and steady, deep inhales and exhales. On the next exhale, sink back to a half split stretch, keeping that right leg straight, the right foot flexed, walking the fingertips forward, the gaze long, really stretching out the calf and the hamstring. On an inhale, lift up to a half split, pushing down through the right foot and lifting the left leg high, dropping the crown of the head towards the ground. On an inhale, squeeze the left knee in towards the chest as you come up to stand, and wrap the fingers around the left knee, holding it in for a nice stretch here. We'll start to move into a dancer's pose, bringing the foot behind you, holding the inside of it, and kicking into the hand as you hinge forward, focusing on one spot in front of you. Inhale up to stand and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank, moving through our chaturanga, a low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. We'll hold here for a few breaths. Really stretch deeply here in your downward dog. Fingers wide, pushing firmly into the mat. Inhaling deeply to lengthen. Exhaling to stretch. On the next inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it forward to a low lunge. We're repeating what we did on the other side here. Keep the fingers down, the knee bent at 90 degrees, the gaze long, focusing on your breathing. Inhaling to lengthen that stretch. Exhaling to go deeper. Exhale the knee down for a low lunge. Taking a second to square off the hips and exhaling deeper into the stretch. Great job. Inhaling to go a little longer, exhaling to go a little deeper. On your next breath, we're going to move backwards into that half split stretch, lengthening the left leg, stretching the hamstring, the calf, keeping the left foot flexed, experimenting with how far you want to walk those fingertips out. Breathing nice and deeply. On an inhale, starting to move forward, lifting up into a half split. The right leg comes up. You're pushing firmly down, getting a nice base in that left leg. Maybe experimenting with the balance. On an inhale, squeezing that right knee up, coming all the way to stand. And exhale, holding the knee into the chest, gazing in one spot in front of you, pushing firmly down through the rooted foot. Moving into dancer's pose, grabbing the inside of the foot behind you, kicking into the hand as you stretch through the fingertips to hinge forward, keeping a focused gaze or drishti in front of you. On an inhale, come back to stand, sweeping the arms up, maybe a slight back bend, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening the back. Exhale, forward fold, bringing the feet hips distance apart, grabbing for opposite elbows, giving a bend in the knee, letting yourself hang out in this forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step open for a wide-legged fold. Inhaling first to lengthen the back, and exhale, folding forward into this wide-legged forward fold, giving a slight bend in the knees, letting the crown of the head drop towards the ground, the gaze going behind you. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the feet together and forward fold. Bring the feet mat distance apart and we'll sink into a malasana, low squat. You can bring the hands together at heart center, really rooting down through the feet, going as low as is comfortable. Exhale, release it, forward fold, coming down onto the knees, and we'll come into a toe sit. Keeping those toes bent, you'll sit back onto the heels, bringing the hands onto the thighs, maybe closing the eyes and breathing deeply. This can sometimes start to get uncomfortable, but try to just relax the body and relax any tension that arises and focus on the breath. Inhale, come forward and gently tap out the toes behind you. Lift up to a kneeling position. We'll come into camel. Put your hands behind you like you're putting them in your back pockets. Pull the elbows together and begin to lean backwards to wherever is comfortable, keeping the heart open, keeping the hips forward, maybe reaching for the heels, trying one at a time if that feels good. Inhale up the way you came, nice and slow, and exhale, sink back into child's pose, bringing the knees wide, the toes together, sinking the hips back, tuning back into the breath. Breathing deeply. Keep the breath nice and steady. Deep breaths. On an inhale, making your way to a downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg to the sky, bend the knee, twist and open the hips. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale to half pigeon, bringing the right knee to the right wrist, the right ankle towards the left wrist. Maybe leaning back, straightening the hips out, and then folding forward into your half pigeon pose. Taking this time to cool down, to relax, to release any tension, to be with your breath and your body. Keep breathing deeply. On an inhale, begin to lift up onto the hands and back toe. Inhaling to a three-legged dog. Exhaling to downward dog. Inhale the left leg high, bend at the knee, twist and open the hip. Inhale back to three-legged dog. And exhale half pigeon on the left. Bring the left knee towards the left wrist. Inhaling, maybe reaching back, and exhaling forward fold, folding over the leg into this nice half pigeon stretch, releasing tension and allowing your body to relax into this posture, keeping the breath steady, focusing on the breath, and allowing your mind to clear. On your next inhale, beginning to come up onto the hands. Lifting the back toe, inhaling the left leg high, exhaling back to downward dog, taking a nice breath here, inhaling deeply through the nose, exhaling, coming forward onto tabletop, crossing the feet behind you, and making your way onto your back. We'll come for some nice, easy spinal twists, hugging the knees into the chest. Exhale, dropping the knees over to the left and bringing the gaze over the right shoulder. Let this be a nice and easy twist, decompressing and stretching out the spine. Inhale back to center and exhale, twist to the opposite side, bringing the gaze over the shoulder. On your next inhale, bringing the knees in, coming back to center, giving yourself a nice little hug, and exhaling into your Shavasana pose, letting the feet be mat's distance apart, the arms by your side, palms facing up, coming into the breath and breathing deeply, letting yourself soak up all the benefits from your stretching. You can stay here as long as feels comfortable before gently sitting up, moving on with your day. Thank you so much for practicing today, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.